Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to today's reading. Nectar Reading. We are actually Hare Krishna, Jennifer. Welcome Golokavasini and Mataji Tanu. We are today having a wonderful reading that will be favoring the wives of the Brahmana. This is a pastime that we have heard many times, but it is actually very, very beautiful, and you will see the touch, the poetic touch of Kavikarnapur is really very, very beautiful. In the text, we will see that Kavikarnapur writes that if Krishna and his friend had not appeared on earth, no one would have understood their sweet moods of love. And we can see that's very much the mercy of the Lord that he appeared here so that we can actually learn about him and learn about the exchange of love that Krishna is having with all his devotees. We will see also that this hearing about Krishna was very much what was making the switch in the Brahmanas' wives. The Brahmana were too much into their own rituals and could not understand who Krishna and Balaram were, but the wives they could understand because they had heard from the Brijbasis lady about Krishna. So that shows very much about the importance of hearing about Krishna, and that's exactly what we are going to do. So I start to share the screen, and we will go through our meditation first. Let's just see. Yes. Okay. So actually, before we start with the meditation, we will offer obeisances. These pastimes take place close to Vrindavan in the direction of Mathura, and it's a place called Bataronda. It's actually, we went there for a parikram. It's a very beautiful and isolated temple. So we are actually on a small hill here, and we can observe nicely the picture. The temple shrine will be on our left, behind the pillars. There's a beautiful tree in the courtyard. Tulsi Devi is there. So please watch for a little while the picture. And now you let us enter into the picture. Let us leave Germany, Switzerland, Delhi, or wherever we are, and we are now entering the dimension of Sri Vrindavan. Close your eyes. And offer your obeisances in the dust of Sri Vrindavan. Feel the sensation of the dust of Vrindavan touching your forehead. Be aware that you are now in a very extraordinary place that is beyond the influence of time. Please remember your spiritual master and ask him for the blessing today to hear the pastimes of the Lord and eventually enter into them. So here comes the first meditation for today. You can see Krishna and the boys. Krishna had purposefully organized this pastime, and he purposefully chose that morning walking path where there will be no fruits and nothing to eat, so that the boys will be nicely hungry and that the pastimes could take place. And now the Lord, with his beautiful eyes and smile, is telling the boys about what can be done. The boys already mentioned to Krishna how hungry they were, and now the Lord is telling them that he's going to organize something for them. So, very beautiful picture. Please take a screenshot. That will be our visualization for the next meditation. And if Jennifer, if you would like to start the reading.
His heart softened with love.
Sorry.
His heart softened with love. Krishna smiled slightly to reveal his beautiful teeth that are as white as kunda flowers. Then he advised his friends, "Oh, suckers, listen. I will help you by telling you how to get relief from your hunger. Not far from here are some very powerful and blissful Brahmanas who are respected by the best of sages." His heart softened with love. Krishna smiled slightly to reveal his beautiful teeth that are as white as kunda flowers. Then he advised his friends, "Oh, suckers, listen. I will help you by telling you how to get relief from your hunger. Not far from here are some very powerful and blissful Brahmanas who are respected by the best of sages."
Please close your eyes and visualize the picture we just saw as we hear the third reading.
His heart softened with love. Krishna smiled slightly to reveal his beautiful teeth that are as white as kunda flowers. Then he advised his friends, "Oh, suckers, listen. I will help you by telling you how to get relief from your hunger. Not far from here are some very powerful and blissful Brahmanas who are respected by the best of sages."
Keep your eyes closed and remember what we heard in this verse. We go to the next meditation. Here we see the wives of the Brahmana who are preparing all the food items to bring to Krishna, and we see all the boys there who are very happily looking at the scene and very happy that it will work out, their plan. So watch carefully, especially the boys. They have really, really beautiful expressions on their face, and we will now give the description. And Golokavasini Mataji, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna. Rampana Mataji Prabhuji. Actually, I'm traveling. Actually, I want to be in listening mode. Otherwise, there will be a trouble from the back. Sorry.
Sure. Okay, no problem. Thank you for being with us anyway. Ashanti?
The wives of the Brahmana, although failing to respond verbally, went directly into their huge kitchens. On a large plate, they expertly piled up rice, vegetable, and other delicious food, which represented their loving desire to please Krishna. They artistically arranged all fragrant, juicy, delicious, and colorful preparations. Just as a woman beautifies herself by wearing golden ornaments, the ladies scented the offering with their love and devotion. The wives of the Brahmanas, although failing to respond verbally, they went directly to their huge kitchens. On a large plate, they expertly piled up rice, vegetables, and other delicious food, which represented their loving desire to please Krishna. They artistically arranged all fragrant, juicy, delicious, and colorful preparations, just as a woman beautifies herself by wearing golden ornaments. The ladies scented the offering with their love and devotion.
Please close your eyes and remember the picture we saw as we hear the third reading.
The wives of the Brahmanas, although failing to respond verbally, they went directly into their huge kitchens. On a large plate, they expertly piled up rice, vegetables, and other delicious food, which represented their loving desire to please Krishna. They artistically arranged all the fragrant, juicy, delicious, and colorful preparations. Just as a woman beautifies herself by wearing golden ornaments, the ladies scented the offering with their love and devotion.
We go now in the last picture for today, last window to the spiritual world. This is when the wives of the Brahmana arrived in the forest and they saw Krishna having his arm on the shoulder of Subal and twirling a lotus in his right hand. That was the vision that the wives of the Brahmana had. Watch carefully. Details, flowers on their hairs, their garlands, feet with ankle bells. The lotus in Krishna's hand. Resting his left arm on Subal's shoulder, Krishna looked like a wave in an unlimited ocean of beauty. He playfully twirled a lotus flower in his right hand, while simultaneously spinning the mind of the ladies with loving agitation. He wore a peacock feather on his turban, gold and yellow cloth around his body, and a garland of forest flower hung from his neck. Sandalwood paste and colored minerals adorn his transcendental body. Resting his left arm on Subal's shoulder, Krishna looked like a wave in an unlimited ocean of beauty. He playfully twirled a lotus flower in his right hand, while simultaneously spinning the mind of the ladies with loving agitation. He wore a peacock feather on his turban, gold and yellow cloth around his body, and a garland of forest flower hung from his neck. Sandalwood paste and colored minerals adorned his transcendental body. Please close your eyes and try to visualize the last picture we saw. Resting his left arm on Subal's shoulder, Krishna looked like a wave in an unlimited ocean of beauty. He playfully twirled a lotus flower in his right hand, while simultaneously spinning the mind of the ladies with loving agitation. He wore a peacock feather on his turban, golden yellow clothes around his body, and a garland of forest flower hung from his neck. Sandalwood paste and colored minerals adorned his transcendental body. So we are ready to start for the reading. Back in Jennifer, if you'd like to start.
Favoring the wives of the Brahmanas. While performing the pastime of stealing the gopis' clothes, Krishna temporarily forgot about tending the cows. As he returned to his friends, Krishna savored bliss within his heart, produced by eating the deliciously sweet fruit born on the creeper of conjugal love. Balaram, the wielder of the plow, and the cowherd boys enthusiastically welcomed Krishna with feelings of joy. They entered the forest to continue their merry-making and tending the cows. By speaking matchless, enchanting words, Krishna fulfilled the desires of his friends. Continuing his delightful childhood pastimes, Krishna roamed along behind the cows. Since the cows had eaten a lot of grass, they felt thirsty and walked slowly. Out of affection, Krishna brought them to the Yamuna to drink some water. The tall trees on either side of the sandy path provided soothing shade. If Krishna and his friends had not appeared on earth, no one would have understood their sweet moods of love. While the cows sipped the crystal clear water, Krishna rested on the root of a tree beside the path. Shining radiantly, Krishna made a plan within his mind to test the loving affection of the chaste wives of the Yajnik Brahmanas. Playing and roaming through the forest all day with the cows made the boys feel tired and hungry. The drops of perspiration on their weary faces looked like dew drops on wilted lotus flowers. Due to hunger, they looked weak and lusterless. In this distressed condition, the cowherd boys fearlessly appealed to Krishna and Balaram, who were busy relishing the sweet smell of musk that pervaded the air. The boys said, "You are the supreme personalities. Oh Balaram, you are very strong, handsome, and radiant. Oh Krishna, your color resembles a fresh monsoon cloud, and you have powerful arms. We are being harassed by hunger, and you should do something about it. We feel like the virulent venom of a snake is burning us. Our raging appetites have turned our bellies into pots of burning fire. We cannot find any relief. Oh, beloved friends, you two brothers must think how to take away our agony." His heart softened with love, Krishna smiled slightly to reveal his beautiful teeth that are as white as kunda flowers. Then he advised his friends, "Oh Sakhas, listen. I will help you by telling you how to get relief from your misery. Not far from here are some very powerful and blissful Brahmanas who are respected by the best of sages. They are performing the Angirasa sacrifice to gain promotion to heaven. They have attained brilliant fame because of their broad minds and liberal distribution of food. Besides their expertise in Vedic rituals, these Grihastha Brahmanas can easily dispel anyone's ignorance with their vast knowledge. Now quickly go, offer respectful obeisances to them, and lovingly beg some foodstuffs in our name.
Being ordered by Krishna, the pious, soft-hearted cowboys expertly and joyfully made their way to the sacrificial arena. Even though they were tired, the boys eagerly went to beg from the Brahmanas. Upon arriving, they enjoyed seeing the sacrificial fire and the dense clouds of smoke. The smell of burning ghee gratified their noses, and the warm air soothed their sense of touch. Hearing the Brahmanas' melodious singing of the Samaveda delighted their ears. They thought that they would soon receive some tasty foodstuff to offer to Krishna, made their tongue salivate in anticipation. And thus the cowboys gratified their senses at the gorgeously decorated Yagyashala. After examining the Yagyashala, the cowboys walked slowly forward. Although they smelled the sweet aroma of the sacrificial fire, their stomachs remained empty and dissatisfied. Their bangles and ankle bells jingled sweetly as they bowed respectfully on the ground before the Brahmanas. Even the king of heaven esteemed these austere and renowned Brahmanas, who always received the seat of honor at any festival. As personification of Vedic knowledge, they exhibited extreme gravity, and yet they had deep personal feelings. In deep, rumbling voices, the cowboys addressed the Brahmana. O worshipable and cultured ones, please listen to us. We are friends of Balaram and Damodar, and came here as your guests. Balaram, the embodiment of all wonderful transcendental qualities, is just nearby with his younger brother. They sent us to you because you are well-wisher to everyone. As ocean of compassion, you Brahmanas benefit all living entities. You always perform pious activities like digging wells, establishing parks and gardens, and making attractive walkways. Being dear to everyone, you satisfy all living entities by giving them the thing they cherish, namely food. You have become effulgent due to your fame. You are charitable, fixing Brahman, and since we left home early this morning, we have not eaten anything or taken any rest. We are very tired and hungry from roaming all over with our cows. Balaram and Damodar also feel distressed. Although they tolerated it for a short time, now they are anxious to eat something. Therefore, they sent us to you to beg some food, because you are the maintainers of the Grihastha Dharma. So please make arrangements to affectionately provide us with plenty of food.
Although hearing the voice, those sober Brahmanas remained silent, just like deaf men. Understanding that the Brahmanas felt no obligation to give them charity, the boys became morose. They thought that the Brahmanas were treating them like hard-hearted, invalid old men. The boys' faces turned pale from disappointment. Lamenting over their failure, they unhappily returned to Krishna. Upon noticing their condition, Krishna remained equipoised and displayed a mild smile on his peaceful lotus face. The faces of the boys, however, conveyed frustration in their begging attempt. At that time, Krishna taught, those yogic brahmanas are not actually charitable toward others. They simply make a big show of their elaborate fire sacrifice. It seems that their charity does not extend beyond the limit of their own belly. Although mentally disturbed, the cowboys tried to explain the situation to Balaram. They said, "Oh Rama, we have never seen such a harshness as we saw today in the eyes of those brahmanas. They are yogic brahmanas in name only. Actually, they are first-class fools because they do not know the real purport of the Vedas. Mentioning your names, we begged foodstuffs, which are pleasing to the soul. What to speak of giving charity? They did not even answer us, which is the minimum response enjoyed in the Vedas. Seeing the quality of generosity being so dishonored, we did not want to stay there for a moment. By going to them, we received nothing more than utter humiliation. Oh Krishna, our dear friend, we brought back nothing but the smoke that we momentarily inhaled at the fire sacrifice. Like the Vedic injunction, all of your instructions are held as crest jewel on our heads. Just as nectar never turns salty, how is it that your infallible words put us into such embarrassment? Krishna smiled mildly and spoke some sweet, pleasing words, mixed with cleverness. Oh, you boys, why are you affected by false anger? You should not have such a defiant, antagonistic mood, like a newly married woman. It is natural that your minds are disturbed because selfish people like those Brahmanas always cause suffering to others. Finding faults in others is the habit of common people, but you should not see like this. Being preoccupied with their yagyas, the Brahmana obviously could not attend to you. Listen carefully. You should follow my perfect advice and achieve the desired result. The wives of the Brahmanas are embodiment of kindness, compassion, and purity. They possess the wealth of having completely surrendered their minds to me. Although they are women, they do not take pride in turning beggars away from their doors. Those women do not see anything unfavorable for my service. They immediately feel ecstatic upon hearing my name and viewing my transcendental form. They will happily give you plenty of food to remove your hunger. Feeling gladness within their hearts. Feeling gladness within your hearts. Go to their private quarters. In my name, ask for abundant foodstuffs, which will bring you all satisfaction. The wives of the Brahmanas, who are just like desire trees, will definitely satisfy your cherished desires. Oh, my friend, taking my words as Vedic injunction, which is dear to you and to them, go there again and beg for food. Jennifer?
Being inspired by Krishna's powerful I hear echo. Okay, no.
Yeah, maybe I mute myself. Maybe it's...
Okay. Being inspired by Krishna's powerful presentation, the Gopas left the garden full of fresh creepers. Riding the waves of pleasure, they quickly returned to the Yagyashala. In a submissive mood, they approached the private chambers of the wives of the hard-hearted Brahmanas. As the lightning and rain in Shravana month become separated from the clouds, similarly the Brahmanas' wives had given up sense enjoyment due to separation from Krishna. Although lightning blazes out of a cloud in a harsh way, the Brahmanas' wives appeared soft-hearted. Lightning sparks brilliantly for a moment and is then detached from the body of the cloud. But the bodies of the Brahmanas' wives always emitted an attractive radiance. As lotuses grow in the water on straight stems, similarly the wives of the Brahmanas spoke in a straightforward way. They resembled golden creepers of flowing beauty moving here and there. But out of separation from Krishna, they could not find any pleasure. Somehow, the Brahmanas' wives maintained a joyful state by the strength of their affection for Krishna, which acted like a celestial herbal medicine to sustain them. During any ceremony, these beautiful Brahmana ladies always behaved perfectly according to time and place. They displayed the limit of worldly conduct by welcoming their guests with sweet words and serving them first-class food. Due to their love for the Lord, they knew how to act properly in all circumstances. Upon seeing the Yagyapatnis, the boys immediately said, "O magnanimous wives of the greatest Brahmanas, we offer our obeisances to your pinkish lotus feet that are the source of generosity and happiness. We are close friends of Krishna, the personification of all knowledge. Please listen to our humble appeal." The utterance of Krishna's name resonated within the ears of the Brahmanas' wives millions of times over. Startled and astounded, they forgot everything and exclaimed, "What kind of enchanting mantra is this?" Just as a she-deer becomes helplessly attracted by the sweet flute melodies of a hunter, similarly the Yagyapatnis swooned in ecstasy upon hearing the sound of Krishna's name. The pure-hearted wives of the Brahmanas, who appeared on the earth like the predominating deities of the Upanishads, stopped cooking and looked respectfully at the cowherd boys, while fixing their minds in meditation. Inspired by Krishna's reassuring words, the boys smiled pleasantly and completed their request to the ladies.
Okay.
The cowherd boy said, "O wives of the Brahmanas, we are very hungry. We did not take any breakfast and have been playing the whole day. The prince of Vrindavan, who is the reigning Cupid of this world, and the object of your worship, sent us to beg food. Krishna is waiting nearby with his elder brother Balaram. Our dear friend Krishna is known throughout the world. Surely you must have heard about him from the lips of the great devotees. Even as a baby, he made the cruel witch Putana famous by giving her the post of his nurse. As a small boy, he pushed the terrible Trinavarta demon into the earth. and turned Bakasura into an ugly corpse. He vanquished the venomous serpent Agasura and banished Kalia from the Yamuna. Upon hearing these words, the hearts of the ladies immediately melted in ecstatic love. They felt that the great treasure of Krishna's form, which is a constant flow of beautiful nectar, appearing as inconceivable eternal existence, had suddenly manifested before them. The thought of directly meeting Krishna stole the chariots of their minds. Somehow or other, the eternal perfection that they desired for so long was now appearing before them. Drowning in an ocean of bliss, their eyes flooded with tears, and their tender creeper-like bodies erupted in blissful bounds. This newly acquired good fortune enhanced their beauty. Their bodies displayed a splendid elegance as the intensity of their desire to meet their beloved increased more and more. Nourished by such hankering, the eyes of the Yagyapatnis filled with the form of Krishna. Seeing their increasingly ecstatic condition, the cowboys felt perplexed. While looking at each other with astonishment, they say, "Upon hearing our appeal, these respectable ladies' actions are very strange. They are not moving, speaking, or looking at anything. Alas, as some heavy planet mesmerized them. It is not surprising that the Brahmana treated us rudely and totally ignored us. But we are amazed that their lotus eyes wives also failed to give us anything."
While the humble cowboys talk in this way, the wives of the Brahmanas, although failing to respond verbally, went directly into their huge kitchen. On a large plate, they expertly piled up rice, vegetables, and other delicious food, which represented their loving desire to please Krishna. The delicious items included creamy cakes, sweet breads, chapati, yogurts, and a complete array of delicacies to lick, chew, drink, and suck. They artistically arranged all the fragrant, juicy, delicious, and colorful preparations. Just as a woman beautifies herself by wearing golden ornaments, similarly, the varieties of attractive vegetables like sak and shukta embellish the offering. The ladies scented the offering with their pure desire to prepare everything with love and devotion. Just as the Ganges look beautiful flowing past Kashi, similarly the wonderful varieties of food looked very attractive. According to their heart's desires, the Yagyapatnis put those food on golden pots with crystal lids. The pots glittered attractively from the different objects reflected on their crystal lids. The ladies covered the pots with fine white cloth. Ignoring the many people milling about the sacrificial arena, they held the pots on their upraised lotus palms and walked out. While walking along, they communicated with each other through eye movement and occasionally turned their lotus faces toward Krishna's friends. The submissive cowboys ran ahead, showing the way to Krishna. The ladies looked like beautiful lotus flowers wandering over the earth. By carrying the pots of food in their lotus palms, they became as fortunate as the gopis who always associated with Krishna. The Yagyapatnis walk with the grandeur of a band of she-elephants. The weight of their excessive love for Krishna appeared like a heavy jeweled necklace in their hearts. Anxiety filled their minds. Due to the heavy weight of their pots, full breasts and hips, the ladies proceeded slowly and steadily toward the Lord of their hearts. Though walking was painful, because they were surrendered souls, they felt no inconvenience while going to Krishna. The soft jingling of their waist bells and the runujunu sound of the ankle bells vibrated sweetly as they moved. After going a short distance, they saw the plants and creepers of Braj bending down in a humble, blissful way. From this, they assumed that Krishna, the ocean of all transcendental qualities, must be nearby. They went mad due to their intense love for the Lord. Suddenly, they saw an effulgence more beautiful than a dense cloud, a hill of kajal, and a bouquet of blue lotus flower combined. Upon meeting their faces, Krishna's effulgence turned into kajal, surrounding their eyes and reflecting their hair parts. Touching their necks, his effulgence embraced them as a garland of blue lotus flowers. Krishna's effulgence turned into tamal flowers to wrap around their ears. When Krishna's effulgence touched their breasts, it rested there as a necklace of blue sapphire. And illuminating their bodies, Krishna covered them with the blue dress of his effulgence. Jennifer?
With unblinking eyes, the wives of the Brahmanas beheld their beloved Shyam before them. Resting his left arm on Subal's shoulder, Krishna looked like a wave in an unlimited ocean of beauty. He playfully twirled a lotus flower in his right hand, while simultaneously spinning the minds of the ladies with loving agitation. He wore a peacock feather on his turban, gold and yellow cloth around his body, and a garland of forest flowers hung from his neck. Sandalwood paste and colored minerals adorned his transcendental body. Krishna released a shower of nectar with his attractive, bright smile that was more splendorous than the moonshine. Like someone greeting a desirable guest, the ladies opened the doors of their eyes in ecstasy and welcomed Shyamasundar into their hearts. Although Krishna appeared like a prankish paramour lover, his frivolous behavior charmed their hearts. The ladies considered, is he a dramatic dancer about to enact a wonderful pastime? Is he Cupid personified? Or is he the embodiment of conjugal love? Is he the personified bliss of love? Is he the very form of pleasurable pastimes? All these questions raced through the excited minds of the Yagyapatnis. Due to absorption in thoughts of Krishna, they acted boldly, free from doubts and hesitation. Conquered by love, they lost control of their minds, while tasting the mellow of their relationship with the Lord. Having taken complete control of their senses, Krishna entered their hearts, came outside, and again re-entered their hearts. During this experience, the Yagyapatnis thought, "How amazing! Our beloved Shyamasundar is standing before us and simultaneously standing in our hearts." In such a bewildered state, the ladies saw Krishna inside their hearts when they closed their eyes, and upon opening their eyes, they saw their beloved before them. Although satisfied to see Krishna within their hearts, they moved closer to him upon opening their eyes. The wives looked very beautiful, holding the offerings of food in their attractive lotus bud-like hands. Just as a desire tree fulfills the heart's desires, similarly, Krishna felt satisfied seeing the beautiful bodies of the ladies, which appeared like glittering vines, growing in a celestial pleasure garden. Krishna joyfully addressed those doe-eyed ladies. "How, my dear ones, did you suffer any inconvenience in coming here? Oh, fortunate ladies, please sit down and make yourselves comfortable. I can see you have great love for me because you have personally brought me foodstuffs. There is no way I can repay you for your wonderful service. May you find complete satisfaction in your love for me, and thus relieve me of my debt to you." Krishna's sweet, deep voice sounded like rumbling clouds. He soothed the ears of the Yagyapatnis with his love-soaked, distinctly pronounced words, which were sweeter than the drops of nectar falling from the autumn moon.
The wives of the Brahmana thought they had attained the pinnacle of fortune just by hearing him. Taking Krishna through the aperture of their lotus eyes, they embraced him within their hearts. Melting in rapturous joy, they relinquished all fears and anxiety. With their creeper-like hands, those fortunate ladies offered the fragrant flowers of their affection to worship their beloved. Krishna enchanted the minds of the Brahmana's wife by saturating them with spiritual bliss, and he completely removed the painful fire of separation. Krishna continued speaking. "You should return to your husband and finish the sacrifice. I am pleased by persons who worship me in my form as the enjoyer of sacrifices." Although Krishna's splendid face glowed like the full moon, instead of pouring out heavenly nectar, he delivered bitter poison in the form of unpalatable words. The frustration of the Brahmana's wife, long-awaited desire, drained all the color from their bodies. Their minds had become fully attached to Krishna by repeatedly hearing about him from the lips of the Vrajabasis. Upon their arrival and initial meeting with Krishna, he encouraged their blossoming desire by saying, "Come and sit down." And then, a few minutes later, he destroyed the flourishing creeper of their desires and made them miserable. Their faces turned pale and cheerless. An unbearable pain supplanted the joy they previously felt. Their hearts severely hurt. Tears gushed out of their closed eyes. Just as demigoddess does not cast a shadow, similarly, these grief-stricken ladies no longer flashed their brilliant effulgence. Just as the light in an oil lamp diminishes with the exhaustion of fuel, similarly, the natural glow of the Brahmana ladies eventually decreased to nil. Giving up their shyness, the wife appealed to Krishna with shocked voice. O Almighty One, you are the dearest one to all living entities. Please do not speak such cruel words that pierce the core of our hearts like a thunderbolt. Please listen attentively and do not deprive us the pleasure of seeing you. For if you do, we will surely die. How could such thing happen? Alas, does a river rushing out of a mountain peak turn back and take shelter inside the mountain? Of course not. Rather, it flows naturally to the ocean, which remains neutral and unaffected. You are everything for those who have nothing in this world. O Murari, we have no one else in this world but you. Therefore, we can no longer find any pleasure in returning home. Alas, no doubt you are learning ethics and morality, but these words of yours are devoid of love and affection. Until now, we have maintained our lives solely by hearing your name and fame. You emanate the beauty, splendor, and sweetness of thousands of cupids. But where is your sweetness now, O Damodar? Although you are proud, please listen to us for a few moments. You have promised to never reject anyone who serves you, and once says, O Lord, from today on I am yours. Now please keep your promise. We have given up the dark cave of our old life, which is nothing but a bitter path full of the thorns of hard work. Now please, accept us, your maidservants.
The Brahmana's wife continued, Our husbands, fathers, sons, brothers, relatives, and friends will no longer take us back. They will reject us and laugh at us. Even the sinful people will criticize us. But despite all of this, we offer our bodies in the service of your lotus feet. Therefore, O Lord, we humbly beg you to please show us your compassion. Please take control of the chariot of our minds and quickly grant our cherished desire. O compassionate one, we are fully surrendered souls, so please accept us. Intoxicate us with the shower of your nectarian association. After hearing the pleasing prayers of the Yagyapatnis, Krishna said, Listen attentively as I fill your ears with the truth. Such a stubborn behavior does not befit you. You should understand that the self-controlled person who surrenders to the scriptures and hears about me, chants my names and glories, and meditates on my form can very easily bring me under his control. Such a perfection is not achieved by physical proximity to me. O upholders of truth, please therefore return to your homes and meditate on me. By this practice you will get free from material bondage and attain me, the friend and Lord of all creation. In this birth, as the wife of Brahmanas, it will not be beneficial for you to physically associate with me, member of the Vaishya community. It will be better for you to think of me within your minds. I will also think of you and firmly embrace you there. Please go home and do not be in anxiety about your relatives. Do not worry, your husband will not be inimical toward you. The ladies drank the nectar of Krishna's words with the cups of their ears. The Yagyapatnis appreciated his reasonable words and felt great joy within their hearts. Seeing this as Krishna's mercy, they fixed their minds on him and eagerly took his handsome form into their hearts. Driven by Cupid, they disregarded Krishna's contradictory behavior and relished the splendid beauty of his wonderful transcendental form. Though perspiring and shedding tears of joy, the doe-eyed lady somehow managed to return home. Team Jennifer?
One of the wives of the Brahmanas, though forcefully kept home by her angry husband, entered a state of ecstasy upon hearing descriptions of Krishna's beauty from the cowherd boys. Not caring for the poisonous words of her crazy husband, she absorbed herself in a loving meditation on Krishna. Then she lost external consciousness and saw Krishna manifest before her, saying, "Give up everything and come live with me in Vrindavan." After receiving this order, she prepared herself to meet Krishna. On account of her complete attachment, and because of having seen Krishna once in meditation, she adopted the principle of rejecting a lower thing for a higher thing. Therefore, she abandoned her mood of identifying as the wife of a Brahmana. It is not very surprising, then, that she gave up her material body. Within a moment, she obtained a spiritual body and enjoyed blissful pastimes with Krishna. Attaining the direct association of Krishna naturally fills one with inconceivable delight. Taking note of the pure devotion for Krishna, the Yajnik Brahmanas, who were acharyas of Vedic wisdom, felt sorrowful and condemned themselves. They said, "Alas, to hell with our lives, since we have no love for Krishna. To hell with our expertise in the rituals of sacrifice, our charitable acts, and our extensive learning. To hell with our abilities, intelligence, self-realization, and aristocratic background. To hell with our asanas, meditation, and concentration. And to hell with our knowledge of tantra and mantra. Oh, although our wives have never done japa, studied the Vedas, undergone the purificatory rites, followed the formalities of cleanliness, or engaged in pious rituals, just see the pure love they have for Krishna. Just see the intensity of their love for Krishna that inspired them to act so wonderfully. It seems the Lord covered us with illusion in order to show her mercy upon our wives.
Though ornamented with Vedic knowledge, the Brahmanas lamented deeply and felt speechless. Renouncing their pride, they sat down on the ground. When their wives returned, the Brahmanas could understand that Krishna's association had transformed them. Their wives displayed all auspicious qualities now that their hearts were saturated with divine love. The ladies were filled up to the necks with the unlimited beauty of Krishna, and they cried tears of joy. Enchanted by Krishna's delightful character, their hearts surged with continuous bliss. They existed in a transcendental realm far beyond any amount of piety and knowledge. Seeing that their wives had become liberated souls, those Brahmanas smiled happy. They showed more respect to their wives than ever before. It is not surprising that they stood up and greeted their wives with great affection. Indeed, anyone who sees someone who is deeply in love with Krishna will also develop affection for Krishna. Meanwhile, Krishna, Balaram, and their cowherd boy friends sat down to relish in the feast offered by the Brahmana's wife. Krishna, always enjoys eating food that is nicely prepared and artistically displayed. The delicious foodstuff were prepared purely by the Yagyapatnis and flavored with the nectar of their deep love. After finishing his meal, Krishna joked with his friends and drove the cows home. Krishna played this charming murali in order to extinguish the fire of separation within the hearts of the Vraja gopis, who were waiting all day for his return. Keeping his brother Balaram in front, Krishna, the embodiment of blissful prema, walked into Vrindavan, surrounded by all his friends.
So please close your eyes as we go through the final meditation. And see Krishna lying down on the root of a tree, making plans on how to shower mercy to the Brahmanas' wives. See the cowboys coming to Krishna and Balaram and pointing to their bellies. Ask them to help get some food. See the boys arriving at the Yagyashala, smelling the ghee, hearing the mantras, seeing the beautiful fire. We can hear the sound of the jingling anchor bells of the boy when they offered obeisances to the Brahmana. Hear the sweet voices of the boy who ask for food in a very cultured way. See the Brahmana not giving any attention. And see the boys becoming so frustrated. They came back to announce the situation to Krishna. Hear the sound of the boys' criticism to the Brahmanas. And Krishna's teaching of a new solution. See the boys now going to the wives, riding on waves of pleasure. See the boys offering obeisances to the pinkish lotus feet of the Brahmanas' wives. When they spoke the name of Krishna, the wives became ecstatic by hearing his name that was reverberating millions of times in their heads. The thought of directly meeting Krishna stole the chariot of their minds. See how all the Brahmanas' wives prepared all food items with love and devotion. See them coming out of their house with the cowboys in front and the pots of food on their heads. They communicated with each other through eyes movement. Hear the Runu Junu of the wives' waist bells as they move toward Krishna with anxious heart. Remember how they became moved when they were touched by Krishna's effulgence. See Krishna resting his left arm on Subhal's shoulder. He looked like a wave in an unlimited ocean of beauty, and playfully twirled the lotus flower in his right hand, while simultaneously spinning the minds of the ladies with loving agitation. Remember how Krishna saturated them with spiritual bliss, and then told them to go back to their husbands. Remember how the Brahmana's wife felt severely hurt, and tears gushed out of their closed eyes. Finally, Brahmana's wives discarded Krishna's contradictory behavior and relished the splendid beauty of his transcendental form. See them coming back home, and see the Brahmanas who understood their foolishness standing to greet them. Remember your spiritual master, and with heart full of gratitude, please offer him some prayers. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining today's reading. That's wonderful experience to focus our consciousness and meditate and be there with those amazing descriptions. There are few actually interesting points that we can see through that pastimes. One of them I found out so beautiful, how subtle the cowboys were speaking to the Brahmanas when they were saying, "Oh, Brahmana, you are well known by your liberal distribution of food. How we came as a guest." Mentioning like, okay, usually you are supposed to take care of guests. You are the well-wisher of everyone. How subtle they were speaking in trying to more or less get what they wanted, and how actually one should learn these arts whenever we need something, also to speak in a proper and cultured way. And of course, the real devotional attitude rather than a show. And that was what Krishna, when the boys came back and Krishna heard that they did not receive any charity, Krishna was saying, yes, they are those Yagri Brahmanas are not actually charitable toward others. They simply make a big show with their elaborate fire sacrifice. So I thought also this is quite of a relevant point in our life, that we are not like the Brahmanas making a big show, but that we are actually becoming like the wives of the Brahmanas that have great love for Krishna. I have some more things, but I thought maybe it's nice to hear first from you, You might also have noticed some maybe something was sticking to you from today's reading. Martin, Jennifer, would you like to start?
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for this morning's reading. Yeah, just so many points. I mean, I've read it in Krishna book before, the pastime, but yeah, I feel like it was very elaborately yeah, explained and so many beautiful descriptions of this pastime. And yeah, I think what specifically stood out for me was how the wives of the Brahmanas responded to being able to offer service to Krishna. Like just first their reaction to it, like just basically they were falling into this mood of yeah, just giving up everything and offering themselves completely and then in that service and really yeah, meditating on what is now pleasing for Krishna and making everything, all the different food preparations with so much awareness of what is pleasing to Krishna, and yeah, really making that their meditation throughout the whole service. And yeah, I could really sense their excitement somehow. Like it was very beautiful because I feel like I'm really lacking this, and when I do service, like I don't know, I think of so many things while I'm cooking or so, but they are just fixed like in their excitement in this mood of wow, we're going to offer this to Krishna. And also how it is explained how they were actually bringing the offering to Krishna personally, and how they were received by Krishna, and then this whole scene of how Krishna actually entered their hearts, and at the same time he was outside standing right before them, and this yeah, that was so beautiful how actually they were satisfied by Krishna appearing in their heart, and at the same time they were so yeah taken by Krishna's direct presence in front of them, and also heartbroken when Krishna told them to go back to their husbands and they didn't want to. And even though before they were actually, it was actually mentioned they were satisfied with Krishna being in their heart. So it was really yeah, so yeah, so many points. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's a great journeying, of emotion. And I was remembering Prabhupada was asked a few times about how to become Krishna conscious. And once he said by your desire, and once he said by your eagerness, and then another time he said by your anxiety. And we can see the women, they were going to Krishna and they had a lot of anxiety. How it will be, we'll see Krishna, this very intense form of desire. I'm aware, Golokavasini, that you are traveling. I'm just still ask shortly if you are able to bring a little sharing into the call. If not, no problem at all. Yeah, most probably not possible. And Divya Kishori, Hare Krishna. I did not see when you joined us, but I don't know if you have something you can contribute to, anything you took with you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisance. I joined like just 10 minutes before 11:30, but it was nice. I could make it. So I heard that when Krishna rejected the Brahma, but it will not be rejected, but said to them to go back home. And from there I joined. So one point I was reflecting was that on meditation, that when the gopis, when the Brahman Patnis meditated on Krishna, and then they became absorbed, they left their material body and then they got the spiritual body. And so it's deeply reflecting on the point that this practice which you have started in this our group of meditation, this is authentic. That this practice of smaranam will take us to Krishna. It will help us to forget our that material body and serve Krishna with all our minds and hearts in this body itself. So I feel this practice of smaranam is authenticated again here. And second, that one who loves Krishna is deeply respected everywhere, because someone has Krishna, he will be so much be loved by others. So why not make it a real thing in our life to love Krishna? Because then we don't have to bother of thinking that, oh, somebody will love me or like that. But the real purpose of my life is to love Krishna. So I could take this points. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Thank you, dear Kishore. Janvi?
Yeah, I like very much. I mean, extremely beautiful. But when the wives of the Brahmana, when they were explaining that actually they could maintain their life also before, because of this affection and thinking of Krishna. So even though they were in their house and it was like desert or like this, they were maintaining themselves alive because of their affection for the Lord. So I was thinking, yeah, we are also actually far from the Lord. So what can keep really us alive is this affection for the Lord, hearing from Him, developing this love. And there was another beautiful that now I forgot. I think I just forgot it.
Okay, so there was, I mean, for me, one of the meditation, the first one that is heart softened with love. I was also contemplating how actually when love is there, the heart becomes soft. So Krishna smiled slightly, revealing his beautiful teeth as kunda flowers. And then he advised his friend, I will help you by telling you how to get relief from your misery. And that I also found very nice to remember that this is our Lord, who have a very soft heart and who is always there actually to advise us how to deal with our miseries, with our shortcomings, with our difficulties. And this is a matter of us to actually remember He is there, taking shelter and trying to see his guidance, see his hands into the circumstance of life where we are going.
Remember one thing also again, they were also saying like that all what they were meditating on because of their desire, now this desire will be fulfilled also. It seems some other time I also with Akrura, like he had all the meditation and exactly like the meditation he had, it became manifested. So in the same way, the Yagi, the wife of the Brahmana, they were constantly hearing and meditating of Krishna, that Krishna had to come there to fulfill, so they could also their meditation was fulfilled. So yeah, that's also I was thinking how it's important that our own meditation, because Krishna will respond. So they were exactly what they wanted manifested. So
wonderful. So we hope today everything we do, we'll do like the Yagyapatnis, preparing the trails with little rice here and the little vegetables there, and make all our activities today fragrant with our love and as beautiful as the wives of the Brahmanas. Thank you for joining, and Krishna willing, we meet next Saturday. Hare Krishna, Jai Shila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna, Jai Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you.